Okay, we'll call the Pownal Select Board meeting to order on Thursday, October 19th at 7 PM for the agenda approval. Approval of the minutes of 10/12/17, warrants, mail, administrative assistant report, under old business discontinued roads discussion, and discussion on the town administrator. And it's just gonna be a light discussion on that because we're gonna have a regular meeting to discuss it more fully. Under the new business, outbuilding on the town's vacant lot, personnel policy, and legal.
I would like to add personnel.
It's there, personnel policy.
No, personnel at the end of the meeting.
Oh, personnel in
Yep.
general?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to add an update on the old business there, because I've been gone for a while. I want to know how we're doing with our lawyer and stuff. Did we get any feedback?
Okay, we
As far
can,
as that?
we'll do that under legal.
Okay.
Anything else to be added? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, as amended. That's what I'm hearing, right?
As amended.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Okay. Approval of the minutes of 10/12/17.
Motion to approve.
Get a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, just one thing, we had said, and probably because you just said it now, it doesn't need to be in the minutes, but we had agreed that we would, if there was no meeting on the 26th, we would have a site visit to the two roads and then work on the town administrator job description.
And from what I've already read, it sounds like we won't be able to do the site visit on the roads because we have to give 30-day notice to the people.
Okay, so can we work on the town administrator job description on the 26th?
You have
Sure.
a special meeting.
Yep.
Yep.
It probably didn't need to be there, but, okay,
Okay.
need a motion?
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And, okay. Next thing is warrants. Okay, we have payroll ending 10/20/2017, $7,628.22. We have accounts payable ending 10/2017 in the amount of $17,821.71. IRS was 2,400 plus, and Peckham Materials was 2,721. And I think that was calcium chloride. Is that what they brought down? If I remember correctly. So that's the big ones. Much pleasure.
Motion to approve.
Get a second?
Second.
I'm gonna abstain from,
Payroll. Okay. All those in favor say aye with one abstention from the payroll.
aye.
Right.
Aye.
Okay. Mail. Okay, we have a letter from a longtime public service person, Charles Palmer. Basically, after much consideration and discussion with his family, has decided to resign from my positions as Pownal Town Agent and Justice of the Peace effective immediately. And he writes, I did not come to this decision lightly. My service to the town of Pownal over the past 50 years has been one of my highlights and greatest honors of my life. However, time has come to step aside and let others who are younger and more energy carry on my place. I know that there are many good citizens here in Pownal that will step up to fill these positions, and I am confident good, honest, and fair replacements can and will be found. Lastly, I wanted to express how much I have enjoyed working with you for the past 25 years. Your energy, dedication to the people of Pownal have made my work even more rewarding.
And that was addressed to Karen.
That was addressed to Karen Byrne.
I think we should thank Charlie for all
We
of
should,
his service.
make a motion to accept his resignation, with regret.
So moved.
Second.
Okay? And thank him for all of his service, as you said. So, been there for a long time.
Big
Okay.
loss for us.
Now, I have a letter from the health officer. He took a ride to Berlin with a bag of trash that he picked up along Route 346 near his home over to a woman and hung it along with a note letting him know that where he found it. The person sent back a letter to him. And he wanted to let everybody know there are a group of us concerned citizens planning a roadside cleanup campaign on the 4th of November. I'm working on getting some PES students involved as well as MAU and the tutorial center. There's a group that's doing this on that same day on November 4th that he's working on. So,
I think it's important to mention the outcome to his visit to Berlin, though. Oh, okay.
I'm going.
I was ready to go there too.
Hey. Now, he received a letter that said, "Dear Mr. Gilbert, I cannot apologize enough for losing my garbage on the roadside." And I'm going to read this where I usually don't read the whole thing. I am usually quite a conscientious person and care deeply for the environment. I have even spent years with my students doing Adopt a Highway in Cherry Plains. I taught for 30 years in Berlin. I am not even sure how this happened, but I take your responsibility for it, and I again say I'm sorry for making this work for you. As a town official, I realize you cannot accept payment from me. I am enclosing a donation to your local library as a gesture of apology. Again, I am red-faced over this incident, and I will be checking my family, my garbage management, and my calendar to try and resolve how this happened. Diane Mosier, she was very glad that she was informed of what occurred, and she, I think we should be proud that there's people like that that actually, when they know that something has happened, they come forward and write such nice letters to us. We're very seldom when we get a good letter.
I like good letters.
Yeah.
And the donation was turned over to the library.
Yes. Administrative assistant reports.
Class 2 reimbursement paperwork was returned to the Bennington DOT for the paving reimbursement. The pay-as-you-throw ordinance was warned and posted per statute, and it will appear in the Bennington Banner tomorrow. The town insurance renewals were completed and returned, and I've supplied the board with the cemetery information as requested last meeting. I think you've already looked at page 10 of the statutes, and there was also another informative publication supplied from the Secretary of State's office. Here's a photo of the damage of the tree that came down. You want to pass that along? The highway department cleared the downed tree, and they were able to write up the headstone, and there's no need to do anything more. They were able to put it back into place, and it's okay.
So it wasn't broken in half. Good.
Right.
Yes.
Well, that's good news.
But if something in the future should happen, we now have our statutes, and
Yeah.
okay, so we'll go from there on that.
Good.
They did a nice job, so I let Joel know that they did a really good job cleaning it up.
And I like the fact that we have pictures to see what happens.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
The office carpets, did you happen to notice the comment that the carpet cleaning person put on the bill?
I did.
She made a recommendation. I mean, the mildew obviously is still here, and she made a recommendation to pull up this carpet, paint the floor, and then you can do what you want with it. Either put carpet down again, and if we do put carpet down again, it will need to be cleaned 2 times a year, no matter what.
We talked about that once before.
We did talk about it. It was in the mold assessment, and we tried to sanitize and clean it and see how long it would last, and it lasted for a while, and then eventually it comes back again.
Yeah, it's just gonna collect it.
Yeah, and
dampness.
it is what it is.
Did we
I
get,
think we were overwhelmed with how we were gonna go about doing it
Did we
because
get-
of everything we have here.
We have estimates somewhere.
yeah, I was gonna say, did we ever get estimates for people, forget what we wanna do, or what we talk about moving things around, have we got estimates that says they'll come in, move everything, and replace the carpet, and then put it back? I think that's
No,
what's
we
holding us up,
didn't do
is all
that.
this planning.
We didn't do that, but it would be a lot easier for the office staff and for us to be able to continue to work if maybe we did it a section at a time. Moved
Oh.
everything from one end, maybe try to do it on weekends or something.
I think that was the
Instead of
advantage.
emptying the
And that was the
entire-
advantage to a floor versus a carpet. They could do that. I think somewhere we have quotes.
Well, what I'd like to, and I'll go back and say it again, what I'd like to get is a quote for people to move things out, do it and come back. And it might mean off hours, because people come and do that in places that have a business going all day long. It might cost us some money, but, we've spent quite a bit of money already on this place.
I thought Tom got some estimates
we
for
did
us
this
last
already.
year.
He may have.
But he had plans on how he was gonna move stuff here and move,
Yeah.
I don't want that.
All you gotta do is take pictures and let them come in, they'll move everything, put it right back.
Well, and they come in with boxes. They'll label everything that comes.
Yeah.
I moved to several buildings through the years where I've been. They'll come in with boxes. You've just done it. They'll box everything up that's yours. It'll be labeled. They'll move that out. They'll come back and put it right back where it was,
Yeah.
and you won't even know it. So, I think we're better off getting a price and knowing what that means, because if this is going to continue to be a problem, we end up with health problems. We're in bigger trouble.
Right.
So let's just bite the bullet and fix the place. That's what we're doing. Come on, we put 70 grand out there.
Yeah,
Come on.
we put 200,000 into,
Well,
I mean,
we,
it's town office,
we
we
took
didn't
the
even
curtains
have.
down. They've been up there for 20 years. They were a mess.
yeah, so let's get a hold of a couple of these people that do the carpet replacement and see what they would charge to do that.
How are you gonna put carpet back down?
No, I think what we want to do is put down flooring.
I think you're better off doing it,
I think otherwise 10 years we'll be right back here.
if it lasts 10 years.
Yeah. So, well, most of them. But
Again, I think we have that done already. I think if we look,
Yeah.
it's all done
I'll
already. We already have those
research
quotes.
that to see if I can find it. It's probably-
it might be old enough. You
I
need
think it was
another
a
one
year
anyway.
ago.
Chances are 6 months there.
But I remember when we had it, there was a very high cost of moving things outside. And I think we talked about
Yeah.
maybe having our own employees if they wanted to.
We did,
Do it on a
and we
Saturday.
went nowhere, and what I'm
Okay.
telling you is,
Right.
you get a roll-off, you set it out there, you don't even have to do it, they're gonna do it all. They'll
Okay.
bring it, they'll move the stuff out, they'll move it back.
A lot of times if you're doing tile, they'll clean out half of it, tile it, put the stuff back on that side, tile the rest, and never take it out.
Yeah.
These guys do
And
this all
that's
the
what I
time.
was thinking, maybe it would be possible to do in this building.
Yeah, but and again, I think the way to do that, not worried about people walking around and working, you do it on an off hour, you get a cost estimate to do it on an off time, either the weekend or other times, and that's what you want a cost for. This, trying to do it on the cheap ends up either not getting it done or ending up with problems. Let's do it.
That's all I have for this evening.
I think that's fine, but I think we ought to ask the people who do flooring what they think is best for us.
Oh, yeah, I
Unless
agree.
we're all flooring
Yeah.
experts, I'm not.
I'm not, I agree with you. They'll come in, they'll
They
estimate.
may tell you, hey, look, you put this stuff down, this laminate stuff or whatever, or whatever. And they say this will last a good long time
Yeah.
and stay, well, we want to keep it so it's more healthy in here. That's what we want.
That's what the goal is.
Right.
So, and they'll know what that means.
And I agree we should proceed.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next step is you'll get us some estimates on those.
Yeah, and the whole thing
Yes.
being done. Without us being involved or worried about who's controlling or who's handling what. Okay, under old business, discontinued road discussions. We all received packets in our folders that talked about this, and what we see is that we have to not only notify the abutters, but we have to give them 30 days. So I think the process speaks for itself. We can either move to go ahead and do the warning for 30 days on what roads we want and notify the people on that road tonight. And 30 days from now, we can meet and do that.
I would still request the board I would like to be able to work with Paul Gillies for at least this first go-around.
Yeah, I think it's the right thing to do.
I want to have proper notice.
Paul
And I
Gillis
want-
is who?
Paul Gillies,
Who is he?
an attorney. He's worked with the town before.
Yeah, he's a municipal attorney, so that's his specialty.
I think the board kind of needs to know what they're looking for when they go there so that you can meet the criteria.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
it's
I saw
important that it's drafted correctly.
I agree with you.
We also have to seek permission from the Secretary of Transportation.
Yep. I think it's the way to go. So it sounds like we're not gonna do it from 30 days from the night, but you will let us know when Paul Gillis is ready, and then we can do the warning,
Yes.
okay? You'll have whatever that resolution is that we have to read off and warn it.
And so the first thing I would like to do is be able to contact Paul, tell him what we intend to do, and then have him go through guidelines, and then come back to the board, make your motion, and take it from there.
Okay,
So you'll continue to keep us apprised of the next steps.
Can I ask a question?
sure.
Are we liable for that culvert
Which culvert?
going up the road?
Of course. So you're talking about the one we're talking about, yes. The one we just repaired partially, yes. And if it becomes, you want to read the Dorset decision that
Okay.
was approved by the courts for one of them that they did,
All right.
okay?
I didn't get that. All right.
Yeah, take your time and read some of the stuff that's there. On that especially, because this is gonna get real tricky. That's why Linda's guiding you right.
That's the one that I'm most concerned with, that one.
But Dorset had something similar, I would say, and that they were approved. It's on how we look at it, how we write it up, and what we do. Okay. I think the other one, the party will probably agree to let it go, which makes it very easy for us.
Well, actually, I have a couple of, when you have to do your findings, I mean, first of all, the original owners are deceased. Second, the house is no longer standing, so there's two right there that
Yeah.
are easy enough to handle.
Okay, that one I think would be,
But the other one is,
we want to make sure we dot our i's and cross our
Yes.
t's. Can't agree more. Okay, so, that enough on discussion on road discontinuance? Town administrator. You brought some documents for us tonight.
We have I've been talking to, as you all know, and I told you last week that I've been talking to the Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns, and they have suggested that we look at, the town of Vernon, Vermont, job description, and take a look at it, and the 26th, we're going to work on a job description for our town and how it would fit our town. But I just wanted you to have a copy of the town of Vernon so that you could look it over, and when we get to meet, see if it's a model we want to follow, or we want to change anything, or cross anything off, or make your notes on it, or whatever, in preparation for our meeting on the 26th.
Yeah, and we'll discuss it in detail then. What's the size of Vernon in the way of community population?
I don't know that, I just know they said it was similar to Pownal.
We do have that. It was given to us. I don't have it with me tonight. We had a comparison, remember, on salaries and
Yeah.
Is it a
residents.
smaller town, or?
It is a smaller town, just about our size, is what I was told.
Okay, that's the sort of information that would be helpful for us when we have this discussion.
We have a comparison to all the.
Yeah,
of the
and I'm
towns and-
scheduled to talk to Abby Friedman from Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns again tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think I have it here.
All right, well, that's okay, because again, we'll do a more discussion on this. I just wanted to talk about some of the things that we might like to see when we're doing comparisons and looking at these things. Okay. With that said, any further discussion, guys, on this? Or can you wait until the meeting? Ron?
I think I'm good waiting until the meeting.
Me too.
Okay.
Is there anything anybody wants me to find out from the lawyer before the meeting?
What I'd like to see, I'm thinking when I'm talking here, is also pay scales for these various towns.
Yeah, we have that too.
Okay.
They were in, I passed them out in our packets a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if anybody's still got all their mail here, but they should be in it.
But if you have it, we can make copies that day. Okay. All right, sounds like we're all set. I'm gonna move on. Outbuilding on town vacant lot. I assume you're talking about the building that's falling down over here to our right?
Yes.
Am I right, I should say? What's your story with it?
We need to have it taken down. It's falling over. It's a hazard.
I looked at it, it's not that large a building.
No, it's not.
I thought it was much larger in my mind until I went out and looked at it. So should we just go out to bid and see what somebody will tear it down for?
That's proper procedure, right? Just to go out to bid?
Yeah.
It is, but I think we need to research and see if we need a demolition permit from the state. I believe we do.
Because of the size?
Because it's a building over so many square feet. I think we found that with our mobile home. We can inquire, it's online. I mean, I think someone can inquire online and see if we need it or not.
Okay, Linda, could you check and see if we need
And I think we may have to do a asbestos and lead.
have to do an assessment of the building for hazardous material?
That's right.
Okay.
We may not have to, but I think we should look into it.
What
And if
was that
so,
building used?
I'd like to go out for bid with it also.
What was that building used for? Storage?
I think so. It wasn't a house or nothing.
I was gonna say, so they shouldn't find anything in it
We were
unless
kinda-
people got
There's no
keys.
asbestos in there.
We're
Do we-
kind of concerned because the door is open on it. We don't want children and things going in it.
Well, my concern is that if there's stuff stored in there,
It's junk. is all
we
it's in
probably are better having stuff removed if possible versus having someone come down to do an assessment, which is gonna look at every can, every label and and I think our transfer station guy can remove containers of stuff that needs to be removed.
there. There is a
stuff.
few of them in
So,
there.
and all we gotta worry about then is tearing the building down versus worrying about how do we get rid of all the trash that's in it. Let's do that at the same time she's looking to see whether we need.
There's not much trash, it's all just junk, broken chairs and stuff like that. There's
Well,
nothing.
that's all the more reason
Other-
that, you know, might be able to just,
They can crunch it all at the same time, be done with it.
well, the more you pay by the ton.
The
Yeah.
chairs don't weigh that much.
That's what, I think I'll take
That's
it
what they're
down with an
bidding on.
excavator and put it in a cargo box and send it down a tan.
Yeah.
As long as there isn't anything in there that would harm the environment.
Well, that's why we need the assessment.
You have to have the assessment
why-
on the asbestos and lead.
Yeah, well, I wanna make sure that they understand this is a storage building. Does it have sheetrock?
No.
Does it have any insulation or anything, or it just was an
You've
old
been-
storage
you've been
building?
inside-
It has asphalt shingles,
Recently?
So what we have to worry about is the roof shingles, and that's it.
paint.
Yeah, but,
We'll
Right.
find that out when we go to the demolition permit.
yeah, just do what we need to do. I was gonna say, you just went through it with a house up on,
That's right.
we went through it with a trailer, so. You'll check on that, Linda?
Just to jump in here about bids and stuff, I noticed if we go out to bid, just want to remind everybody when we put something online and on the webpage, once the bid is over and everything, we should take it off. And you might want to remind Joel that we still have to scan bids on the web. I saw it this afternoon. Yeah, we have to remember, once we put something on, we have to contact our webmaster and take it back off when it's done.
Here, I'm going through my mind at the same time. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but I'm gone back to this process of tearing this building down. Why wouldn't we put the thing out to bid with the condition that the person has to get the permit to tear it down, or it'll be part of the process that you pay for? We're gonna pay for the permit anyways. Just that, once again, what I see is us trying to get a permit and us stalling because we're not doing all the steps we need to do in the right order. If you say to somebody, hey, your job is, we want this building tore down, they'll get their permit to tear it
Obtain the
down.
necessary permits.
Yeah, that they must get the necessary permits. and move forward. What did we do when they tore the trailer down there and TAM came in and took it away? Did we get any permits or anything for that? The town?
We did.
Yeah, we were told we needed to. As soon as the bid hit the paper, we were then notified.
Okay, by the state? And what did the state have us do to do that process? Was it cumbersome or was it easy?
TAM had to get them. I don't
So
believe we did.
so
But we were
TAM
notified that we couldn't proceed.
So TAM got them.
I'm pretty
Again,
sure they did.
I would like to have the board just to make a motion to go out to bid with the understanding that the people that are bidding has to get the proper permits to tear it down. That'll be all part of the bid process.
So move.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This way here, we'll get a bid, we'll get it down and gone. Thank you. Okay. Personnel policy.
I don't know if we want to go into executive session for this or not, but it's probably going to take us a little bit of time to take the policy. We have a copy of a model policy from the Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns. And in our packets, we should also have a copy of our Pownal current policy from 2014.
No, you won't like to hear this, Sue, but I think this is a work session project, not a.
I might
meeting
even
night.
suggest that you appoint a couple of us to go through it, make the changes, and come back and get board approval. If that's
Is that
easier.
a volunteer?
Well, I figured I was gonna get volunteered anyway.
And do I have another volunteer that'll work with you on this?
I'd be willing to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm looking.
It'd be a lot quicker for a couple of us to go through it, I think,
Well, I'm
and
looking
come
at-
back and ask the
yeah.
board your opinion
You got
before
something,
we do a final
you
approval.
know, an eighth of an inch thick, and then you got something almost a half
Well,
inch
if you do
thick.
double-sided, it's not so bad.
This one double-sided?
No, mine is double-sided, but I printed off.
Well, then, that
See,
makes
it's
that
a
even.
little bit
that-
smaller.
That makes it even more thicker than this one. This is probably 2 or 3 pages.
I
thin.
mean, come on, this is our personnel policy right now that doesn't have evaluations, it's got 4 pages in it and
7.
Hey, I have a question.
7 pages, okay, 7
Ronnie,
pages.
Ronnie, were
is
you on the
proposed.
board when they did it the last time in 14?
Yes, I was.
How did you do it then?
We talked it over as select people.
Okay, do
Right
you-
through it. What do you want to do?
Page by
Vacation.
page.
What do you want to do with bereavement pay? What do you want to do with sick time?
Was that after Dale came back with a
Dale
proposal?
well, he got online and looked up some stuff. And, different people had worked different places.
Mm-hmm.
They had their input.
And I think
Each
that's,
person did, and you know, I mean,
I agree with
he
that.
worked up to that lighting place or whatever it was on Hardwood Hill. That's where he worked. He brought back some ideas from there. Well, this is what we do. Other people said what they did, whatever. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there isn't too much criteria. Only you're supposed to be there working and on time. You're supposed to work all day. Take your half hour, hour off, whatever it is at lunchtime. Doesn't matter. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to behave yourself. In other words, you take orders. You are an employee. That's, you know, these are important things. You're not supposed to steal nothing. These are all the things they had, and I worked for the largest company in the world, and that's all they had.
Yeah.
They had that, and they had, the
Yeah.
benefits here are better than I got, as far as that goes.
Yeah,
I'm sure there
Yeah.
were.
Of course, times have changed. Now, if you pick up anything heavier than a cup of coffee, you did a day's work.
Right, and
But
the
still
laws have
now,
changed.
Well, the laws have changed, but still, you know, this time, this free time, is time that's non-productive.
well, here's,
That's what that is.
well, I don't care how we do this, it's just that I want to get it started and get it done.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
if you-
think we can, how long is it gonna take? If we go through the budget and it doesn't, which we should be working on more than this. But anyway, we could go through this pretty fast, I think. 'Cause I
I've
think
been
most
asking for
people
us to
will-
go through this for a year and we haven't been able to do it, that's why I said,
Because, I mean,
we
it's,
haven't had the time or whatever,
we don't
or it
have
gets
to,
put
have
off.
to have,
I just assume sit here and go through it all.
well, it ain't gonna take that long, I
Be
wouldn't think.
easier on me.
You're looking at the wrong one.
I'm looking at the one from the recommended personnel policy.
It's
not the one
33
we-
pages.
We made, this one right
No,
here.
the Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns Model Personnel Policy is
okay.
33
Well.
pages long.
Yeah,
That's 33 pages long. Got the wrong
Yeah,
one.
that's it. I read that one to home. That talked about bereavement, nepotism and all that other stuff, which that should all be mentioned. But you know what? You don't have to spend a lot of time emphasizing that.
No,
All you
it's
got to
all-
do is explain it. This is what it means. You know, that's to me that's pretty simple. And this thing here has 7 pages, and I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was pretty good. And I haven't seen anybody come in and complain about the personnel policy. They didn't understand it somehow. I'll grant you that. They should be given this when you sign up.
When
You
you're
should-
hired, you
You
should
should
Exactly.
get that
It
policy.
should be given to
That should
them
be-
and that should
Here
be
it is,
signed for.
folks. This
And it
is how
says
it
right
works.
back here to do that.
Well,
Such
they
a
get
thing.
it. They get it.
It is done.
There's an acknowledgement right
I
here.
mean, that's
I'd like to make a
Absolutely
motion then
right.
that when we do our meeting for the town administrator position, we spend some short time, some time with this, and we'll go over this page by page as a board, Ronnie.
Finish
I
it.
think that's a good idea, and then maybe we'll get a little input. Maybe some people won't like this. Maybe some people won't like the whole other one either.
And,
Part of it.
and I
Parts
think,
of it.
and I,
Parts of it.
and I think that'll
Right.
give us some time to review what we have here from the league.
Mm-hmm.
Make some,
Yeah.
we have time to look at that, and then we can bring that into consideration when we do this.
You know,
Believe it or
the-
not, I already read that one from the league.
Did you?
I was bored stiff. One
Were you?
I couldn't believe it.
I haven't read it
I
yet.
read the whole thing and I couldn't believe it.
you couldn't sleep that night, you had to read it? Well, they
there
recommend
was
that we
some good ideas
customize
in
it
there.
to our
But
own,
what
just
I'm
like we're
saying,
gonna
I
do
think-
our own job
I think when you
description.
discuss something, then a person doesn't say, well, where was that?
Yeah.
Or if you do discuss it, you say, hey, look, we had a meeting. We went through it. We agreed on, I mean, a person can go through, I got that one at home, that fat one, and you highlight what you really like,
Yep,
or what you dislike,
Right.
whatever. And say,
Right.
look, I don't
I agree.
like that.
I just assume we all talk about it together and go through it, it's fine with me.
Yeah, okay, that's good. We've hashed that over long enough.
Okay.
Motion.
Okay. There was a motion to add that to the special agenda.
Yes.
On the 26th,
What time can we start on the 26th? Could we start a little earlier?
6 o'clock.
Well, that's when the meeting would be anyway.
No, 7
6
normally.
o'clock.
No, 6 o'clock.
Oh,
we're
at
at the
the
sewer
sewer,
committee.
right, you're right.
I'm doing interviews that day, but I should be able to make that. I'm hoping.
So 6 p.m.
If not,
the
I'll be a half
26th.
hour at the most.
Can we, all right. And that would be here, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
I gotta call you, old timer, remind you?
Maybe.
We,
Maybe.
Old timer. Good.
I'm older than
that's
you,
the
that's
same.
why.
That's the same time that the public hearing for Act 46 is going to be held in Bennington for all the towns also, where they're going to present to the public any concerns or questions they might have, just so you know. And I forget where they're holding it, but they're holding it at 7 o'clock that night.
Could we do a
One of the
different,
schools, I think.
do you wanna do a different night?
Firehouse?
I don't know.
I thought they were doing it
I thought
at
it was
the
a
school.
I thought they were going to do it at the school.
I'm
That's
sorry,
what I
but it's
thought.
hot in here.
But that's the same night, so, just so you know, and that's at 7, so.
Just, can you
Turn
open
that air
window?
conditioner on.
Certainly.
I think you just need to open the window.
My arms.
Probably locked, Jason. For security.
Thank you.
Gotta secure, gotta, okay, moving on, guys.
Never have five.
Okay,
Somebody second that? Did you?
somebody
What
did.
was the motion?
I second
You
it.
added
The
to
motion was to go through this
At the
at
spe-
Well,
the
I-
special meeting.
Right, I'll second that, yes.
On
At 6 o'clock.
On 10/26, unless you
6
wanna do a
o'clock.
different night.
no, that's fine,
No,
I
that's
think,
fine.
come on, you can come in and do the 2 or 3 hours, and you'll get through both of them
I'd
probably.
love to get them
That's
both
right.
done.
Get it both done, whatever.
Yep, okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Legal,
I move to go into executive for personnel and legal.
okay, well, we'll come out and go back,
Okay.
but face, just because you have to,
Okay.
but doesn't mean we'll take any action on either one of them. Okay,
I'll second it.
okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, need a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Due to our concern that there's a special meeting for the Act 46 board coming up on next Thursday, the board is going to not hold the special meeting for the town administrator and for the personnel policy next week. We will do that another night. There'll be no meeting of the select board that night,
On the 26th.
on the 26th. Okay? The board's in agreement with that? For what
Is
we're
the
doing?
public invited to the whole, that,
Yes, they are.
we'd also encourage everyone else to attend. That's a very important meeting regarding our schools.
Yep.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now I'll take a motion to go back in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye, this for
Aye.
legal.
Right.